Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm super excited. I'm here in Batavia, New York with my fellow colleague Rebecca Cohen doing her Team MeridianEnergetics practitioner interview. Hey Rebecca.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
No, thank you for doing this interview.
Absolutely.
So Rebecca, what attracted you to becoming a MeridianEnergetics practitioner?
Uh, a couple of things, actually. I've done a lot of different yoga trainings. I'm a yoga teacher, and I've been teaching yoga since 2007, but I've been practicing since the late 90s. And so, reading spiritual books and all that stuff was kind of old news for me. And then when I dove into yoga, that really made sense to me. Like the whole, just the philosophy of yoga, like all that stuff just really clicked for me. And over the years, I've done various different certifications. Like I'm trained in Thai massage and, different styles of yoga, stand-up paddleboard yoga.
Yeah.
And I've just, yin yoga, there's all these different like types of yoga, and over the years I've just been more fascinated by the energetics of yoga and how the poses move energy through the body, different meditation techniques and it's mostly chakra based, right, in yoga, and so it's mostly focused on energy centers. It was just interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and becoming like a hands-on energy worker was always on my bucket list. And so as a yoga practitioner, I've been practicing for like literally almost 25 years. And when you're a regular practitioner, things definitely happen on a spiritual level, right? It's just no way, if you're doing the practice, if you're doing the work, something's going to happen. Like it just does. And so I'm no stranger to spiritual awakenings, Kundalini, all that weird, wild, wacky stuff. Except something, and I thought that I had already kind of gone through those. I had like a third eye awakening a long time ago. I had Kundalini awakening a long time ago. And I kind of thought I was done. And then I went through this heart center awakening, and it was just a whole different creature. And it wasn't in the yoga literature, it wasn't anywhere else, and that's how I found MeridianEnergetics. So I was just intrigued, and honestly I did the program because I was interested in learning about it for myself. Mm-hmm. And it was like another tool I could throw in my toolbox.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Thank you. So, and when were you certified?
That's a really good question. I think I want to say 2018. I think 2018.
Okay. And what kind of background, well, you kind of already answered this question,
yeah.
But what kind of background are you coming from with any kind of training or knowledge experience of healing work?
Sure. I'm also a yoga therapist, and so yoga therapy takes yoga one step further, and it uses the kosha model, the layers of the human being, where you have a physical body, an energy body, mental, emotional, spiritual, right, intellectual, and it uses the tools of yoga to access the different layers. And so it's a very in-depth look at the human being, right, looking at different layers. And so I'm coming from that type of a background. That's kind of that's my framework of reference for everything that I do. And like I said earlier, I'm no stranger to the spiritual stuff and reading lots of new age stuff. I kind of blend the new age with the yoga. And I actually don't even like the term new age, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because it's just, now I feel like it's getting more interesting as time goes on. It's blending in with science, and I'm liking that. So I'm liking where spirituality blends with science, and you know, wherever it fits in with my frame of reference from yoga therapy, it makes me very happy. So I liked having another modality, and it fits in really well with my current frame of reference.
Yeah, it sounds like it does. Rebecca, so how has Meridian Energetics affected you on a professional level?
On a professional level, it's actually helped me. Um, it's helped me develop my intuition and take it to the next level. I've always been the type, I didn't really know what to do with it. Like if I'm a yoga teacher that walks around the room and gives adjustments. I'm the yoga therapist that when someone comes into my space and we start talking, I go through their my questionnaire, and we talk about the aspects of their life. I get visions, I get feelings, and sometimes I get I don't know, sometimes I get hot colds, I get but I didn't know, I had no frame of reference for those, right? That the yoga model is all about, it's very, what's the word? It's the outer aspects, but it doesn't help you as a human when you already have this innate ability. And if you practice yoga, meditation, even things, any sort of mindfulness, right? I'm a big fan of anything, whatever you want to do, Tai Chi, martial arts, like all that stuff is kind of like, in my book, it's same but different, right? But for me, all the yoga training that I didn't help me use my intuition that was already there, and I didn't know what they meant. So it's like if someone's like giving you, gifts over time, but you have no idea what they are, or if they're valuable or not. And so it was really nice to take the training and realize, oh my gosh, I have this whole other layer of things that I can access when I'm working with people. So I liked it for that.
Yeah, amazing.
Right?
Beautifully said. So, what do you feel makes ME different from other healing modalities and therapies?
Let's see. I've got a lot of books on hands-on healing. And I will say what's popping into my mind right now, what I liked about it the most is it's very much modeled the same way my own teacher training program is. I train teachers to first assess themselves and build their own practice for themselves and based on what their own body needs. And I liked this training because the first half of it was fixing your own stuff. And plus I'm a meditation junkie, so I could just sit there and go through Mel's meditations all day.
Yeah.
I was so excited to meet with him every week. I was just looking forward to it, and I love any spiritual journey, to be honest. And I did my training so long ago. Even like those little workshoppy things that I do, they just weren't satisfying that craving that I had to just kind of go the next level. So I really looked forward to the sessions because each week was like, a new aha moment. I was having really cool dreams. I was having more interesting synchronicities, and things were just starting to click for me. So it was what I needed at the time, and that's, even if I didn't use it as a healing modality afterward, it was worth it just to go through it for myself.
Yeah. And you kind of just started to go into the next question, which is how has MeridianEnergetics affected you on a personal level?
On a personal level, it taught me, well, I never really looked, I've heard of like inner child work, and I'd never actually done any. And I'm one of those people that I have to see it to believe it, or I have to experience it first before I'll teach it. And since I'd never done anything like that, I didn't know what would come out of it or what the benefit would be. But it really made me see that I had personal frames of reference and personal triggers that were from things that had nothing to do with me from a long time ago. And things, I'd get visions of a scenario from when I was 12 years old, or, just random kind of family things, just normal kid stuff, honestly. So I didn't really feel like I had that much healing to do. I never experienced any traumas. I didn't think of it that way. And then when I went through the training, I was just kind of like, fine, I'll do it, whatever. There's nothing there. But it turns out there were tiny things, little things, and it made a difference in the way I perceive things. So I appreciated that about it. So on a personal level, it helped me really grow and help me be a little bit more open-minded about a lot of stuff.
I really like how you described that, how you realized that there were things that had affected you but had nothing to do with you.
Yeah, it really, it wasn't personal. The human being is such a tender thing. We're so receptive on many different levels, and we don't realize it. And all these experiences that we have that influence our perceptions, some of them are more profound than we realize. And even if it wasn't traumatic, it's still there. And so I find it fascinating. So I can talk about that stuff all day.
It is fascinating. So what is your favorite aspect about MeridianEnergetics?
Oh, I guess the fact that it works. That was quite a thing. I didn't know. I've always felt like I have, some odd effect on people's, energy and stuff when they're working with me, but I wasn't really in tune with myself, and I wasn't really sure, what's happening, what's not. I guess when I went through the program, I was able to, find people around the yoga studio, so they're already sensitive people. And so I'd be like, come on, I need a guinea pig for class today, get in here, And after a while, people were excited. They're like, ooh, can I come this week, So I guess my favorite part was watching, people respond positively to it.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. I kind of went into it just I'm still me, and I'm still gonna be I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
I just kind of because I think we all do this. It's on some level when you're new and you're taking a program like this, I think it would be weird if you didn't have a lot of self-doubt,
Yeah.
It'd be like, well, why are you here? So I had a lot of self-doubts, but there was still something inside of me that was nudging me to go do this, and it really pushed me out of my comfort zone. So I like that about it too. I haven't been pushed out of my comfort zone in a really long time. And when you're a teacher of teachers, you kind of are that person. You're the role model. You constantly are that persona. And there weren't a lot of things left for me in yoga. Now I think all that's left for me is, more of the science, the research, and that kind of stuff. Because I've been doing it for so long. And, I've taught over almost 6,000 hours worth of yoga at this point.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
I kind of lost track of it after a while. So I liked that it really pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it stretched me into, yeah, definitely was a little afraid. So I liked that though.
Yeah.
It was good.
That's a good one. So would you recommend to anyone to become a MeridianEnergetics practitioner?
Yes. Yes, especially if you've gone through a heart center awakening, and when you do, it's different than Kundalini, or if you have both of them together. God bless you if that happens. My heart goes out to you. If you've gone through that or going through it, I think it's very healing for yourself. And that's usually what all of these trainings are. You know, they're healing for yourself. All the yoga trainings that I've done, it's always healing for the teacher. You know, if you're learning to be a teacher, learning to be a practitioner, whatever it is. And so it's really nice to be able to talk to someone who understands and can help guide you, especially if you're already in the fields of healing or other types of therapies or something like that. You know, and even if you haven't experienced a heart center awakening, but you know, you probably won't be drawn to this course unless you're almost there.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing like that's kind of the people that would be attracted to it in the first place. I've looked at other schools for medical intuition, and they just didn't resonate with me. You know, I'd reading the teachers' bios and whatever. They just didn't resonate, and they didn't. I just wasn't feeling it. And when I saw Mel's course and I saw some of his videos online, I just thought his personality was hilarious. And he just makes me laugh. And he just kind of calls the BS when he sees it. So I was like, oh, I'm going to have fun with this guy. You know, like this will work for me. Because that's very much how I am. I can't put on the fake face, and I can't pretend, and you know. Yeah. So some of the other people that I've seen, their online presence just seemed kind of, it didn't really resonate. It just kind of put me off.
Right. So the authenticity.
Yeah, the authenticity of it is what I appreciated.
Yeah. Awesome. So, Rebecca, what other services do you offer in your business or profession? I think you probably said them all already.
I know. Primarily right now I'm teaching, I'm not doing a yoga teacher training at the moment, but I will be launching an online course to teach you how to build your own home yoga practice from a yoga therapy perspective. So we look at the 5 layers of the human being and use different yoga tools on a weekly basis, which involves meditation, mudras, which are hand gestures, yoga nidra, which is like a yogic sleep, basically like a guided meditation, but in that alpha state, and maybe a little bit deeper if you get there. So I'll be doing that online, and in person I offer one-on-one sessions for yoga and yoga therapy, and I do also offer Thai yoga massage, which is assisted stretching basically. So yeah, and I also offer ME sessions if people want just the ME sessions. I've also done like combos where people like come in for a little bit of yoga and then we finish up with a little ME. It's really relaxing.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
And if someone is interested in working with you, where can they find your contact information?
I'm online.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find me at RebeccaCohen.yoga. It's RebeccaCohen.yoga.
Okay. Great, wonderful. Thank you so much, Rebecca. It's been so nice talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And thank you everyone for watching, and you can find Rebecca's contact information if you're interested in working with her on the bottom of this video. And take care, everyone.